Today we're going to have a little walk through Cala Mayor, see how Cala Mayor has changed over the years. So we're starting up at Pepe's Corner, this crossroads, the road that goes up to Canova, and then on that side goes down to San Agustin. We're just going to have a little walk down here and see what's changed over the years. When we first came, this was our first bank here, the Banco Credito Balear, and that's no more. On the other side, there used to be a gym on one of those floors that caught fire. That's all changed a little bit. The bar is still there, not sure if it's changed its name, but there was a bar there. The pharmacy a little bit further down. See, some shops now have closed down, perhaps don't exist anymore. Just coming up to the corner where we've got the bank on one side and the Pato Peking Chinese restaurant that was owned by a family from BIS years ago. Just looking down on this side, we've got some more bars which are open. Hopefully bringing back a few memories for you. It's 6:30 in the evening, so some places that would normally be open in the day are not open yet. So here's the Violetta flower shop, which have been open, have been delivering throughout. Remember, that was owned by Daryl, is now owned by his daughter. So these famous steps here that used to go down to a nightclub, all changed a little bit around this area. And this used to be where the Salvation Army was. I don't think it's there anymore. It used to be up on the first floor. But it's also where the school used to be before it was in San Agustin. And where this apartment block is now is where Villa Barraca was. And Villa Barraca has been knocked down. We have these apartments built there. But don't know if you can see on the side of this building, it still says, you can actually still read Baleares International School, and the telephone number's still there. It looks like it was 234131, but you can still just see the silhouette of the school's name there. So that's where Villa Barraca was, and then we're just looking down now towards the beach, then down below in Calamayo. Across the road here we've got a few shops and a butcher's. On this side we've still got the bars and the restaurants. So in many places the bars have been limited by the numbers that they can have inside, and so they've been allowed to expand into the road, which would normally be parking area, and they've got tables now there so that they can increase their seating capacities. So this used to be the entrance to Liberties. Still there, the entrance is, but it doesn't look as though it's been open for a long time. Across the road there's been some considerable changes with buildings that have been demolished, and these are new buildings that have taken their place. Some of the old buildings obviously are still around. Just coming down towards the end here. I seem to remember there was an open air disco across the road there. That's been closed down for a long time. I think a bit further up there was a mini golf. And then this is the road that takes you down to the beach. So I'll just take a little walk down, see what the beach is looking like. We haven't been to this beach for a very long time, so it'd be interesting to see what it's like. So the hotel here is not open and is now fenced off. So we're coming round, and in front of us we have Cala Mayor beach. So this is the beach of Cala Mayor. Remember the little island over there, just to swim and jump off into the sea there. The weather's still great at this time of the year. It's just the 1st of September today. I've actually been back at school for the last 2 days, no children yet, but people taking the last opportunity to go down to the beach. So we've got shops and a bar. Get yourself an ice cream right on the beach. But this part doesn't look to be very much open, but the beach is looking pretty good. Lifeguards on duty. And still people here on the beach. So I'm just going to take this little tunnel, if you like, and this is the way we're going to exit the beach to go back up into the village of Calamayo. Just at the top here, and up the steps.
Would you go this way or run the other way?
We're not going up the steps, we're just going to go this way. We've got a different view walking back this way. So back now on the main road. The road in front of us goes up to the motorway. It's the road you come down from the motorway, and the hill on the top there is Nabagesa, and you might just be able to see in the distance the monument of Nabagesa. So coming round, you see some more bars which I think changed the names over the years. Many of them still here. Quite a few supermarkets down here. This area caters a lot for the Bulgarian people who live on the island. It seems to be a centre for them. There's Rockefeller's. Some of you will remember that. Shopping centre there, the Galleria. And we're heading now up towards the Nixie Palace Hotel. There's a fish spa. Became popular a few years ago. People dunking their feet in there for the fish to nibble at them. Doesn't sound like much fun to me. An Indian restaurant over the way. Not one that we've actually visited yet. And Nixie Palace a little bit further up. This looks relatively new, the VIP Chinese healthy massage spa. Not sure what that is. Some interesting vehicles around, some three-wheelers. Look like a lot of fun. In front of us an apartment block which looks as though it's derelict now, and up this road there used to be a bar called the Cowboy Bar, and it was always closed unless there was an American ship in. So when the American Navy came in, this is one of the places that they could walk to quite easily from the ship. It was one of the closest places. So the bar really existed because of the American Navy. American Navy don't visit very often now, so the bar has closed. But here we are, just coming up to the Nixie Palace. Did close down for a few years, but then was renovated and is one of the top hotels here on the front of the island, with its 5 stars. There's the wall with the zigzag steps that go up there, up to the top there. And we're just actually going to leave Cala Mayor and enter Marivent, but there's a few things to see while we're just walking up here, so we will go a little bit further. Seem to think the vet has been there for a long time. Everything covered around here with graffiti. Doesn't look too cared for. We're just heading up now towards the Marivent Palace and Belvedere International College, which is where I now work. So we're just coming up on the left here to Belvedere International College. It was all around this corner and overlooks on this side of the road, behind the walls and the trees, is the Marivent Palace, which is where the King of Spain spends much of his summer holiday. Some of the buildings have changed the use here. There's a building I think at one time was a hotel, and then it became an old people's home. Now it's derelict, or in the process actually of being refurbished, but it's been like that for quite a long time now. Here's the bars, the shops, restaurants, which are opposite the Marivent Palace. When the king's in residence, there's normally a guard that stands on that little triangle there and keeps his eye on the main gate. So across the road we've got the main gate of the Marivent Palace, so that's the main entrance. Closed at the moment, but usually at this time of year it would be open, or maybe in the day it would be open, and you can actually walk around the gardens for a small fee. So that's the Marivent Palace, and down there we've got Portopee, and we're just going to make our way back now through Cala Mayor, going back on ourselves. This road actually leads up the hill here to the Juan Miro museum, so a place where you can go and see exhibits related to Mallorca, related to Juan Miro. So here's a hotel just at the back of Marivent, the Eurostar's Marivent Hotel. It's a 4-star hotel and it is still open. We'll come around the back here because I'm going to show you the entrance to Belvedere, which is just down that road in front of us. So we're just coming past Belvedere International College. This is where I work. So these buildings over here, my classroom's on the top floor because it's the chemistry lab. If there's any fires, you need it to be on the top floor. Over the years, this restaurant has changed. It's one time was a Chinese restaurant. Don't think it's a Chinese restaurant anymore, but it's a very nice restaurant. Lovely terrace there, overlooking the sea. Very nice dining. So we're going to walk back down on the opposite side of the road, and it's funny how things look totally different when you walk on the opposite side of the road. So I will do a little bit of videoing as we walk back down into Cala Mayor. So one more look at the Nixie Palace Hotel as we just walk past it here. The road up to the right here would take you up to the motorway, and the building up on the left there was the supermarket. In fact, the first supermarket we ever went to when we came to Mallorca, so 35 years ago. There's always been bars here. I think they've changed the name over the years, but there's always been a bar here. So across the road here, just behind this street shops here. There's a medical centre. So this is the health centre for San Agustin. That's relatively new. So this is the rear entrance, or well, actually the main entrance to the health centre. Quite a big block that they've built for the San Agustin and Cala Mayor area.